Hello, students. Happy Monday. Welcome to week 4 of our digital learning. I wanted to commend some of you who have really put forth this effort and have been pursuing your learning individually. You've been completing assignments. I hear great things from your teachers. So, for that, my hands go up to you. Thank you. Others of you, I'm a little bit worried because you're treating this time off as a vacation. And I'm a little bit concerned because you're still responsible for mastery of the content area. When we resume school in the fall, you're going to have to be able to hit the ground running and have that prior knowledge and the background for the content that we're working on. And so if you're not learning or trying to do your math problems or your chemistry problems or your physics problems, I'm a little bit worried because the assumption is that you're going to know the material. Now, some of you have been, working on your own, taking community colleges on classes online. Some of you have taken college classes online, and I commend you for that. You guys, we're here for you, but the onus of learning is on you. And so I want you to take this opportunity and just, you know, move out of your comfort zone. Take responsibility for your own learning because you're not doing it for me and you're not doing it for your teachers. This is for you. This is, what we're preparing you for the future for. So just keep that in mind because we want you to have all your options open to you. And you're an important piece in this. Okay. So if you're in my period 1 class, you are my sophomores and you are reading The Alchemist. And so in week 4, you are going to see Santiago decides to continue on his journey to achieve his dream of looking for that treasure. And so this part of the book is very interesting because, again, he has choices he has to make. And he's going to fall in love. And most of you think that when you fall in love that you've got to give up your dream, right, to get this other dream. And the person that he falls in love with is Fatima, and she doesn't let him do that. So it's just a real interesting dynamic. And she's somebody I really want you guys to read to kind of go, oh, wow, this is actually possible. If you're in my period 2 class, those are my freshmen, and you are reading the Odyssey. And so you are also going to read 2 books this week. One is about Charybdis and the Sirens and the Lotus Eaters. And so each of those, I guess we'd call them monsters. Each of those, even though their sirens are beautiful, they're still tricky little monsters, but each of those represent certain things. And so as you're reading Odysseus' journey, I want you to focus on, what do those monsters represent? And how does he handle it? How does he move on from that? Also, this week, Odysseus is finally going to get home. He's going to reach home, which is Ithaca. And he reveals himself to one person, and that one person is Telemachus. And so you're going to see, and we'll discuss why is that the one person he has to let know who he really is, because he doesn't even let his wife know who he is, which you wonder, okay, why? But he doesn't. He lets his son know who he is. And then together they plan on this revenge. And so you have to think, is the revenge justified? The killing of the suitors, is it justified or not? And then the person behind this whole planning of the revenge, of course, is Athena. And so you have to really look at, is this appropriate for a goddess to be, vengeful? Which other gods in, folk tales or epic poems or even other pieces of literature, which other gods are vengeful? So these are kind of your main topics for the week in reading those two books. If you are in my Period 5 class, that is my American Lit class, and we are continuing with Their Eyes Were Watching God, which is the story of Janie. And so as you're reading, when we left off last week, she ended up running away from her first husband and ends up with Joe Starks. And so this week, we're introduced to a third man named Tea Cake. And so as you're reading, you find out that Tea Cake is very much younger than Janie is. And that in and of itself is a bit problematic because, the community and society think it's inappropriate. They think that he's using her for her status or money or whatever it is. And then, of course, they think she's using him for, who knows, the way he looks, charm. So in that regard, there's a lot of judgment towards Janie. And you as the reader have to decide, is this appropriate? When do we as people follow social rules, social mores? Or do we just kind of go, whatever people say, their judgment doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is, my heart or the love I have with this person. So these are things you have to consider. Okay. Now, if you're in my ERWC, you guys are also reading The Alchemist. So you too will be continuing with Santiago's journey. The other thing that's running through each of these texts is choice, what kind of person am I going to be? Am I going to follow what it is I really desire in my heart? And so in the same vein, all of us, me, you, are given choices. And so we also have to hopefully make informed choices. And that's why I said what I said at the beginning of this video, because it's very important that you guys start looking at, well, wait a minute, who is this going to benefit? Maybe I don't have to do my work, and who's really going to care or know? Well, and you care, right? And it's important, you guys, because remember the videos that we'd watch. Remember the guy that started Charity Waters, and Melanie Hobson, the lady that's in charge of hedge funds in New York. She specifically said, when you're trying to solve a problem of the world, you need everybody in that mix. And the reason that they found a vaccine to combat smallpox was because on this team of people that were part of the brainstorming team was a dairy farmer, and he noticed that his milkmaids weren't getting sick. And that's why the vaccine for smallpox contains, bovine in it. And so, the generation before me broke this, whatever this is, our, economy, our country. My generation was asleep at the wheel, and your generation is going to fix it. And that's why it's so important that, yes, you guys, you don't have to wake up every day and show up to school. But the onus is still that you're going to be learning that you're going to take it upon yourself and go, well, wait a minute, what is this virus, and how is biology relevant in this? And well, what about chemistry? And so in this way, we can problem solve, and you can look at things in a different way or try a combination of things, because I don't have the answers. But you guys are going to be the ones to go on and fix this world that my generation was asleep. Okay. So anyhow, I want you guys to have a really good week. I want you guys to be safe and practice social distancing. And I know it's difficult. I know it is. I know it's also really lonely. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call each other, email each other, Zoom each other, just so you could see each other's face and share things that you're learning and share things that you're doing at home. Also, what I wanted to do is I wanted to share with you my Google number, because I went on and grabbed one. So if anybody wants to call or text or anything like that, my Google number is, wait for it, 619-627-1521. So that's 619-627-1521. All right, you guys, make it a great week. We're almost there. Ping me, text me, Google Classroom message me if you would like to have a final or not. Our principal said that we could decide to have one. I was thinking of a 5-paragraph essay, but after all the reading and things like that, I think we could just do a Google Hangout or even a Zoom discussion, and that could count as our essay if you guys start, bringing your ideas to the table and articulating what are some of the lessons you're learning or you're applying from your books and your texts. Okay? All right, so let me know what you think. Talk to you soon. Bye.